Hi guys, welcome back to Amalgamated Moi, and welcome to the first episode in a mini-series covering all the US state fossils. Unlike my States Names mini-series, we are not going to be going in order of admission to the Union, but rather by category of fossil, and then mostly by era from there. Unfortunately, I will not be covering 5 states in this series, as they do not have a state fossil or something I could use as replacement. These being Minnesota, New Hampshire, Hawaii, Iowa, and Arkansas. Luckily, a few states make up this difference by having multiple state fossils or dinosaurs. Now, without further ado, starting us off are the aquatic creatures, and the fossil that started this whole video, Shawnosaurus, the state fossil of Nevada. I discovered this while researching for another video, which came from a research for another video. Does that make this series the grandchild videos of the Arthropleura video? I don't know anymore. If you want to know about Shawnosaurus, the video going in depth will be linked in the description and on the end card of this video. So we can move on to New York. You're kidding, right? Okay, New York state fossil is a Eurypterid species, which was also covered in the previous video. And Ohio! You chose the Dunkleosteus. Any more that I already talked about? No? Good. Okay, let's move on to Wyoming with Knightia. This small, bony, schooling fish lived in the Paleogene period, 50 million years ago. It grew between 4 and 10 inches in length, and likely ate algae and plankton. Next up are North Carolina and Georgia, with the Megalodon tooth. Or in George's case, any shark tooth will do. Megalodon lived 10 million years ago during the Paleogene. However, sharks have been around since the Ordovician age, with the first fossils being from around 450 million years ago. Michigan state fossil is the Petoskey stone, a fossilized coral from the Devonian period, 350 million years ago. Similarly, Florida's state stone and West Virginia's state gem are agatized coral and fossilized coral respectively. Corals fossilize when silica replaces their bodies after they dissolve from acidity in their environment. Next up is Maryland with Ecphora gardneri, a Neogene-era sea snail, which lived around 5 million years ago. This shell was one of the first fossils found in the New World to appear in a scientific work, being Martin Lister's History of Conchs. Interestingly, this shell also appears in the logo for the Paleontological Research Institution. Now for the Trilobite sisters, Rhode Island, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Rhode Island was quite boring, picking all the trilobites as their state fossil. However, the other 3 pick specific species, being Isotellus for Ohio, living in the Ordovician era, Calamine calebra for Wisconsin during the Silurian era, and Phacops rana for Pennsylvania from the Devonian period. Trilobites lived all throughout the Paleozoic, even in the Cambrian era with some of the first life on the planet. These marine arthropods' closest relatives are the modern-day horseshoe crabs. With that, I think that'll be all for today. That was only half of the aquatic state fossils, so next episode I'll be covering the other half. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!